Guys, I am pushing my luck today.
Hey, listen, what you f***ing...
Huh? Welcome back. This is the Out There Explorer. That's me. And thanks for coming back. But today, we're not on the water, we're not kayaking, but today I am in quest of a rail trail right here in Union County. This is Roselle Park. I'm on Westfield Avenue and I'm looking for a rail trail. I heard that there was a rail trail around here. So let's find it and let's see if we can get on it. Wow. I might be getting warmer, I think. What do you think? This is the Rahway Valley Rail Trail proposal. And you can see this would be the trailhead. And as of today, nothing's been started. Now let's see if we can actually walk this trail. I think we can. It's in the autumn. The leaves haven't fully fallen, so let's see. So you may be asking yourself, is this really going to be a rail trail? Where do you get your information from? Well, back in June of 2023, the New Jersey Department of Transportation granted $1.5 million to have this patch of the abandoned Rahway Valley Railroad turned into a rail trail, starting where you saw me at Route 28 in Roselle Park, all the way up through Kenilworth. And you'll see there's a natural ending point through Kenilworth why it would stop, but it's about 2.5 miles. And you may ask yourself, after recording this video, it's late 2024, there is no sign of a rail trail here. So I gotta ask myself, why not? You've seen all the other development on Route 28. Private companies have put hundreds of apartments on Route 28 in a year or a year and a half. But this rail trail has not been started yet. And I want to know why. Why a rail trail is important is in Union County, when I look right here, there's about 570,000 people packed in here, okay? And there's about 5,000 people per square mile. That means that there is really no safe place for you to walk. Now, I'm walking down this street and you could see there's a lot of cars. Now, there happened to just have been a fire over here, but you get my point. There's a lot of people in here. So my question is, with all the taxes that we pay and the money's funded, why not, where's the rail trail? And I'd really like to see that. And it's desperately needed. There's a lot of people, how's it going, folks? There's a lot of people. Hey, can I ask you folks a question? You don't have to be on here if you don't want to. Have you heard about any rail trail in the, around here? Are you from the town? Have you heard about like any rail trail where you could take an old railway and walk on it or bike on it?
Like a train track?
Yeah. New Jersey Department of Transportation gave the county $1.5 million to make a rail trail, which is actually over here. And if you go on it, you'll see it. So my last question again was, would that be something you're interested in?
Yeah.
All right. Well, folks, thanks a lot for stopping. I mean, I know if I was your age, I'd probably like, no way, I'm not talking to you, but thank you. All the best. Be careful walking over here. Yeah, wow, this is really overgrown. And this is nuts. This is so, I'm not sure how far I'm gonna get on here, especially with one hand. Because if I take a header, going down. All right. But the reason why I want to talk to you about this is because it's not, what I'm doing here is not really specific. The point is not specific to this rail trail, the Rahway Valley Rail Trail. It's basically all over the world. If you could take an abandoned railroad, now the railroads are American history. They're what built the nation. They brought supplies, they transport people. But if they're not being used anymore, then why wouldn't we repurpose these to be used for alternate transportation? Everybody, if you're around, at least in the New York metro area, Many of you have seen, there's a lot of young people, not young, everybody, on these motorized bicycles. So they have like lithium batteries, a lot of them. It looks like the regular bike, but they're just zipping past. What if we had somewhere safe? Because however you want to slice it, those things are not going away. People are on them, they're using them. When we travel, we saw people using them to deliver food. There's young kids on them. But the idea is to make them safe, to make a safer place, alternate transportation, especially in a place where it's highly densely populated. Now, right now, all this, if you look here, this isn't doing anything. It's just here. I don't think there's been a train on here since 1992, 93. I know the rail fans are gonna get upset if I get this wrong, but it hasn't had a train in a long time. So why not? The money, the funding's here for it. Why hasn't this been started? It's interesting, some of these railroad ties look like they're made out of composite instead of normal wood. I could be wrong, but these look like composite. But anyway, it could be pretty tricky here, especially with the leaves. You can't really see exactly what you're stepping into. I thought this would be cool. If you lived in these apartments, you would have a rail trail right in front of your apartment. I mean, that would be, want to get your exercise or go to and fro. Maybe you want to get some groceries on your bike. There's an Acme up that way if you want to go up towards Kenilworth, or you can go the other way. I thought it'd be pretty cool. How's it going? Hey, I had a question. Did you hear about them putting a rail trail here? How do you feel about that? Good? Good. They got the money, they just haven't put it in yet. I don't know, it's been a year. Take care. Yeah, this is wild. So right here, that looks like Morse's Creek, and somebody, this is amazing, their property, they put a fence over the creek, and I don't even know how to explain this. It's so interesting. Yeah, you can see fence. On the right is the trail, and then underneath, it's the creek goes under there, and they got their vinyl fence. It's a whole world going on back here on the rail, on the old rail. Some of you watching, you might know where I am right now. I don't even know exactly where I am in Kenilworth, but look at these trees. These trees are, some of these aren't that mature, but they're more than a couple years old. Wow, look at all these trees. It's crazy. Trees, trees, trees. That's what happens in 30 years or whatever it's been. And yeah, we're not getting through here. Anytime you hear some loud crackling, it's generally not people. It's just a deer just flew through here. So if you're following along, just coming out, there's so much debris and blowdown, you can't really follow the track here. But if you're following along, you could look. We're coming out here at, that's Michigan Avenue. Oh, it might be, yeah, Michigan Avenue is coming up. And that building right there in front of it, that'll be Michigan Ave. If you're following along to the southeast would be, it was Fate Toot, and it turns into Michigan Ave in Kenilworth. This is an interesting part of the Rahway Valley Rail Trail. It gets tricky because you're going to get, there's a lot of encroachment, I guess you would call it, and businesses have been here forever, and they're just going to you know, nobody's using it, so they kind of encroached a little. Happens. Let's not be a statistic here and get run over. Oh wow, this is cool. If you like seafood, there's a place here that people rave about behind me. And looks like this guy's got rods in the back of his Cybertruck. I wonder if he just caught the catch for crabbies. Yes, right in Kenilworth. Let's cross the street. I'm in a crosswalk, but people don't care. I'm gonna go for it and not get run over. Thank you, thank you, thank you. But I have to give a special point out here. Let me show you something here. This place, Pizza Stop, my favorite slice of pizza. I mean, I've been in the area a while, but Pizza Stop's pizza, I don't know what it is, but their stuff is great. And if you like, Cuban food, this place Cha 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 is really good too. I like the beans and rice. But yeah, here we are. So what I'm trying to show you is the rail trail back over there where it says Esmar. It kind of diagonally comes across, and then you gotta go and pick it up again over here. But there's a lot of encroachment, so I'm not gonna. Let's see I always say I'm not gonna. Let's see what I do here. Yeah, this probably won't make any sense to you, but maybe I'll do a Google Map overhead. But back here is basically the rail line would have came through here, so there's all kinds of encroachment, and it would have came right here where I'm walking, and it came out and turned, and it's gonna go up cross over Market Street, and you're gonna see that. And if not really familiar with this area, you might say, why is this guy showing this? I don't know. But hopefully you're still watching, and it's all about rail trails. It's about getting more out of what you already have, getting more out of what you're paying taxes for, and really paying tribute to these wonderful railroads that built the country. So it's respect. All right, I'm gonna pass over here. So now it picks up across the way here. I'm gonna go over there. How do I do that? Again, this is Kenilworth. This is a very industrial part of Kenilworth. And there's a little diner that everybody raves about. I've never been there. I've been here for years, but I heard food's good. But what I wanted to show you is it looks like I'm not gonna be able to get on to the rail trail here because this thing is closed. But you could see, this is where the rail would have been. You can almost see how it turns with the road. Yeah, so just kind of finding our way back onto the trail. I've actually never been on this part because I heard that folks don't take too kindly to you being on here, but this is actually the rail trail. This is the New Jersey Department of Transportation's property. And so you can see that's where I kind of went around the side and got back on the trail. So, you know, as you would imagine, it becomes a makeshift storage. Let's be kind for some of these businesses. I just saw a woodchuck looking at me. All right, now, so there's a bunch of, and what you see up there with that very busy is the Garden State Parkway. And that would be in between exit 138 and 137, if you're keeping track. Oh, this is wild. I'm real curious, but I bet you this is a perfect place for fox to live. Yeah, again, this is another example. Life takes you on these roller coaster rides with your life, your family. But I do enjoy getting out to walk and hike And I gotta tell you, this type of hiking is actually really beneficial as long as you don't fall and step on something, because you need to use all these stabilizing muscles to stay, you know, from falling. It's nice to have two hands, but that's not always the case with the videos. But see, I don't know what's going on back here, but that's the rail right here. Wow, I've never been back here. This reminds me of that, like that movie Beverly Hills Cop with Eddie Murphy, where they were doing some kind of stolen goods transaction in the back. But I hear, sounds like someone's working. All right, well, this is problematic because I'm not gonna be able to get through this. Oh, what's down there? Huh, interesting. I don't know. And if you look between these buildings, that's Merck. That's the old, or Merck campus. A lot of pallets. So, all right, so this guy's working over here. That's what I heard. Thought it might be deer, but it's people. I definitely want to get under the parkway. Although this is going to be interesting. How's it going, man? Hopefully they're not dialing 5-0. How's it going? I'm just hiking. I'm just taking a hike. I'm just hiking over the old railroad.
What?
I'm hiking. See this old railroad?
You go where?
Right here. Just keep going.
Keep going to work.
All the way up to Route 22. This is the railroad.
Yeah, but this is separate.
Yeah, but I'm not on there.
But that's my question. Where do you want to go?
I'm just going up to, I'm just taking a hike all the way up the to end of this.
Where are you coming from? To this company?
No, it was on there, just went around. This right away is the Jersey Transportation. If you look on a map, it's...
Yeah, I can look on the map, but that's a different company, you know, that's a private.
Right, but I'm not walking, I'm just on the railroad.
That's what I'm asking you, because this is one company.
Right.
You know, and this is another company.
Right, but what about right here? If I just walk on here?
To where?
Why does it matter to you?
Listen, because it's a different company. You know what? Let me call my boss.
Okay, I'm leaving. You don't have to call anybody.
You want to leave to where?
It's not your business.
Listen, that's a private property. Did you stay
You're
there?
right. Man, I'm leaving. Have a great day.
Stay there because it's a private.
You don't think I understand that, but...
Hey, listen, what you fucking...
Huh? That was not fun. It's a nice enough guy. I got to talk to him with the camera off, but he doesn't, I don't think he understands the, but I get it. But he got really, he took it from 0 to 100, but I'd give it I don't think he's calling the police. I think he's cool. But yeah, if you look, at least we get to see behind Merck. This is, check this out. I've never seen this before, and I'm not going to go on their property. They got their whole, like a whole lake over here. That's super cool. Oh wow, I just found another place to maybe get back on again. Like a little rat hole there. Check this out. There's like this pole, it's like a conduit here. and there's like somebody left some snips up there, but it's got like a wire on it, and then there's another one over there. Really curious about that. All right, we're gonna go through the mouse hole. I hate these. So these are the beaten path. And this is the parkway's on my left. This is really cool. I've never been over here. This is funny. He should be cool now because this has nothing to do with his property. Actually, switch hands. Yeah. It's a cool plant. So we found the railroad again. So that's the Garden State Parkway above us. It's interesting, they got this equipment here. Whose is it? You could see people. Wow, this is so cool. I don't know whose this is. Under the parkway. People come on here all the time, it looks like. Sometimes I wonder if it's worth it is worth it, but it's funny because you never know what you're going to run into. I try to be nice and talk to people, but sometimes they're like, they have an agenda, or they're upset, and maybe just got to be careful. Now, I'm coming up on another encroachment, and I don't know if anybody's here. I can really just hear the road noise from the parkway behind me. I'm gonna be careful, because the other thing is you have to be careful of junkyard animals. And I wanna make sure I don't start, oh, there's a guy here. I'm gonna let him know what I'm doing. All right, okay. Hey, guys, sorry, I don't want to startle you. I was just going through the rail. I do rail trails. I didn't want you to, I'm just passing through. I do videos. Yeah, sorry. I didn't want you to think this is just I work with doing the rail trails. This is an old rail line. I just followed.
This is Area 51. This is an identified place. You're not supposed to be here. So you see anything, but you have to get permission to be here. What are you doing with camera?
Right here under the parkway,
Yeah.
you can come under the tunnel. I just came from there.
Oh, but why you be there in the place?
Not you guys. I'm not.
Oh.
All right, guys. Guys, I am pushing my luck today. I met some pretty cool people, but I never know. Now I got to get off of here again. This is going to be tough. All right, now I'm in the clear. Really nice guys working on a Sunday, working on trucks. They're totally confused why I'm here. I don't blame them. So when they're saying is they're trying to get me to go meet the big boss, I didn't have the camera on. I don't know if they're trying to detain me to get police to come, but I got out of there. So wow, that was crazy. So let me see, can I get out of here over here? Whew. All right. Not covering a lot of ground, but getting to see what the rail trail could be. So I came out, I have to keep coming out on Market Street to, I met a guy, one of the guys in that group, his name was Ron, they said call him Rasta, which is a good thing because we were able to talk about Bob Marley and stuff, and he wanted to take me to see his boss. I turned off the camera. And I know he seemed cool. I think he had a change of heart, and he was like, okay, and I just left. But yeah, I don't know. They're trying to call the police. They don't understand, and they get to know me a little bit. But this is a PSC&G station here, and the rail, again, is right here. Oh, you're following me. Okay. Let's see. Yeah, you can see the rail is right here. Station, this is an Acme in Kenilworth that been here for a while. We use it, and there's a big parking lot that people seem to use a lot. I don't think for Acme stuff, but yeah. And I'm gonna cross over Kenilworth Boulevard in a moment, and let's see, the time is on our heels and we're running out of time, but and I kind of need to sit down and drink some of my water. You could see, so this is coming out of Acme. You could see the last of the rail ties here. I think you can. Yeah, the last of the rail ties here, and goes across the street. So when the time comes, there's going to be the need going to have some type of crossing here. I'm going to cross the street here. I'm not at the crossing gate, but kids, don't try this at home, but that's a pretty far walk. And this is the trail. Oh, somebody lost their shoe. Okay. But this is the trail. So I just passed over Kenilworth Boulevard, and we're gonna walk a little up here. Any idea what this thing is? I don't. But it's sitting out in the garbage. All right, this is the trail. Now this portion of the trail has been hiked during the annual Trails Day, the Rails to Trails Day celebration. It's, I believe, the third Saturday of April generally, and it's the Rails to Trails considered the Trails Day. So we generally walk from the Boulevard up here all the way. We hook up to the East Coast Greenway and then go through Blackbrook Park and then come up the Boulevard again. But it's in celebration or anticipation of this rail trail. And you can probably see here, this is definitely a beaten trail. All right. And if you take a walk here, you can see that they piled up all the rail ties off to the left here. So there's a bunch of rail ties, I think rail ties and some rubber. Oh, actually that's the rubber material. I'm not sure what they are, but there's a bunch of rail ties as well. This reminds me when I was a kid, Toys R Us. So they have a Toys R Us truck here, or trailer. Remember Jeffrey? Oh, and then gotta walk through here. My luck has not been good today with walking the trail. I'm off the trail, off the railroad ties again. Walking through some tractor trailers. It's Sunday. Generally the good people would be doing leisurely things like me, like taking a hike. But we noticed in the last two places they were working. And I walked right up on them and had to convince them I was not there to do any unsavory things like stealing but they needed some convincing. Oh, all right. It's getting to be magic hour. And it's pretty cool. All right. Even I forget how this thing winds up. Trail picks up again. So from my recollection, the business owners on this part of the trail have been pretty cool and pretty willing to embrace the whole rail trail. Now, if you look on the right here, you can see right through the brush, there's some golfers. So there's a golf course right here. So how wonderful would it be to have this rail trail slinking up right around this golf course, the Galloping Hill Golf Course. These are the ties I was talking about. The railroad ties are piled up here. And I got some, predictable tires and other nonsense back here. Oh! I've been pretty fortunate on this where I haven't fallen. And generally I fall, it's because my legs get caught on in some of these brush and two at once, and I got one hand. Get a little Sanford and Son action over here. It's mainly just pallets. I heard the term recently in a song that the song was amazing. It's called New Propeller by Nada Surf. And it has some, you ever feel like music is speaking to you? But I found that in this band called Nada Surf. They've been around forever. They had a really big hit in the 90s called Popular. But they have a new album out called Moon Mirror, which in itself is a really wild concept. Because Matthew Claus from the band says, in the world, if you and I are friends and we look at each other, we see the same things as we live in the same area. But how many people have looked at the moon all over the world and seen the same part of the moon? So it's like a reflection of a connection of each other, seeing the same thing. But the song I was talking about, New Propeller, really gets into a lot of concepts about life, and it has some really, really awesome lyrics that are just they're just amazing. But it's called New Propeller. Actually has a video, and it touches on the artificial intelligence, and there's lyrics, for example, don't be afraid you won't be replaced. And it's true. No one can replace you. There's only one you, and you should be celebrated. But there's another song called Open Seas. That's where the lyric, time is on our heels. And I truly feel that in my personal life. I'm just starting to understand how precious time is. We can make more money. We could certainly make more money. We can spend more time trying to make money. But you can't make more time. And that is true. Well, during Trails Day, all this part of the trail was cut back, and there's a gentleman who, part of an organization called Union County Connects, that actually mowed all this and put down a lot of wood chips, but now it is all overgrown with the infamous Japanese knotweed. Now I'm gonna get, oh, a deer is right ahead of me. I heard him, or I'm gonna have all this stuff all over me. I should have had a machete for this. All right. Now I came this far, I might as well just blast through it. We did Trails Day. We asked folks to go. We gave them some Popska pens and asked people to go ahead and write their message on the actual rail itself. But I encourage you to get out wherever you are and just do a local adventure, do something hidden in plain sight. And the hardest part about doing this is just taking the first step and just committing to it and just walk and explore, and you meet people. And look at this right here. So this is where the proposed rail trail intersects with the East Coast Greenway, which behind me is Fairway Drive with the golf course, and then it extends of course up here. And I don't know if we're going to be able to show you. I might walk up that way. It's going to be too difficult to traverse it through the actual trail itself because it's all brush. But this is what it is. Let's see. But spoiler alert, the trail is going to end right here because there is a Route 22, and Route 22 is a pretty major highway. I couldn't help myself, so I just walked up Michigan Avenue to Route 22. If you know, you know. That's a McDonald's. That's Route 22. This is fun to navigate trying to get on Route 22. If you've ever been here, you know what I'm saying. But yeah, there goes Party City. Yep. But yeah, so you get an idea. I'm going to show you where the trail is going to come out. I'm getting tired, but you have to be vigilant here because it's a little crazy on the road, and people do die here. Pedestrian deaths, spikes. It's real. So the last time I was here, this was a laundromat, but now it's a hockey supply. So if you were to come up from where I got off down there at the East Coast Greenway, this is where the trail comes up to. All the way up, this is about 2.5 miles, and then we get here to Route 22. And we need a big old bridge. And then the Rahway Valley Railroad would connect to Summit. And Summit actually got 1.1 million to connect their portion. But that's what we got here. So that's the rail trail. And yeah, it's a great project. If you hear about any rail trails in your area, get involved. They're great. They're great for safety, altered transportation, getting some fresh air safely. And it's needed in places like this. There's a lot of people. By the time you see this video, we will have a new President of the United States. And I know it's more complicated with electoral college and votes, but at the end of the day, about 49% of the people are going to be unhappy with the selection. But when I'm begging my fellow brothers and sisters, like, the media is going to make it feel like it's worse than it is. Just, we're all people. We'll figure it out. But let's all stick in there together and it'll be all right.